Breaking this morning, Hurricane Debby officially made landfall in Florida's Big Bend region.
Meanwhile, in Savannah, the city is providing sandbags for people, or I should say sand for people who want to bag them as they prepare for the flooding from Hurricane Debby. First Alert meteorologist Rodney Harris is here with more on this, but we do want to tell you that Cutter Martin is going to be in Savannah as part of our storm coverage. Rodney, right now you are watching this thing closely. How much flooding are we talking out there?
A significant amount of flooding here, Brooks and Lana. In fact, First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi is working on it for you right now, and she'll have more information on what they're expecting in South Georgia. That's within 2 minutes. I'm showing you First Alert radar, and you can see a ton of rain that's already falling right now, Brooks, in Florida and southeast Georgia. So Debby making landfall around 7 o'clock this morning, just northwest of Cedar Key, Florida, with 80-mile-per-hour winds. It was a Category 1 hurricane at landfall. It's since weakened slightly with winds now at 75 miles per hour. And for perspective, a hurricane has winds of 74, so Debby barely a hurricane now. And I do expect that when the next update comes out from the National Hurricane Center at 11 o'clock, it will be downgraded to a tropical storm. So now to the forecast for Debby, and we are anticipating it moving northeast through Florida as a tropical storm today, and then it will move into southeast Georgia tonight and through Tuesday, still as a tropical storm. Debby will reemerge in the Atlantic Tuesday afternoon and then slowly turn back toward the north and hit the Carolinas as we head toward the second half of the week. So Debby is a storm that we will have to deal with all week in Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. So the impacts for us here in Metro Atlanta are minimal, but we will see impacts. This is our wind gust forecast, and what you see in yellow, that indicates a wind gust of 30 miles per hour. What you see in orange indicates a wind gust of 39 miles per hour. 39-mile-per-hour wind gust is tropical storm. You can see that tropical storm wind gust will stay in Florida and South Georgia, but the yellow creeps into Metro Atlanta this afternoon, so we are forecasting wind gusts of about 20-25 miles per hour in Metro Atlanta southward. That will continue throughout the day today. For perspective, that's below wind advisory criteria, but it is high enough to where you will know that difference. So if you're going to be out and about for lunch later on today or picking up the kids from school, that wind just slightly elevated throughout the day, and then it'll start to relax as we head towards sunset this evening. Element number 2 and 3 are the clouds and the potential, at least, for some showers. We already have clouds out there, but those clouds will really thicken up as we go throughout the course of the afternoon as Debby gets closer and closer. You're going to see more of the clouds, more of the thick clouds in Athens and Edenton, where you'll likely stay cloudy the entire day. For Metro Atlanta, will be partly cloudy, and as you go further north and west, you'll see more and more sunshine. You'll also see there's these little specks of green here on our high-resolution forecast model. This isn't much, but these are the outer bands of Debby, so an isolated shower or two will be possible with a coverage of around 20% or less. That is for us here in Metro Atlanta. Here is a live look over Buckhead. Looking back toward the south, you can see there's a little bit of sun, but a lot more cloud cover. 78 degrees is your current temperature, up to 89 degrees today, and there is that 20% chance of an isolated shower. And Debby moves up toward the Carolinas this week. So unfortunately, Debby's going to stay close enough to us in North Georgia to where we're going to have to keep at least a 20% chance of a shower in your forecast every day. This isn't much, but with Debby nearby, those rain bands may still impact us headed right into the weekend with highs staying in the upper 80s to low 90s. Here is First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi, and we've been talking all morning about how our impacts here are low, but very different story as you go further south.
Absolutely. Tropical systems are incredible, and the fact that what side you're on really makes a huge difference in your forecast. That right side, we always say, is kind of the dirty side of the storm, and the left side that we are on, that's where you get dry, sinking air. And that's part of the reason why our forecast looks so different compared to our friends along the coast. Let's take you through First Alert Futurecast. The coast of Georgia has already been getting those really heavy outer rain bands, and that's going to continue 24 hours from now, and then it's not going to get a break. The coast won't get a break from this rain until Wednesday. So it'll be a full 48 hours that coastal Georgia, parts of North Florida, and coastal Carolinas will get these heavy tropical downpours, and that is what's causing potentially historic flooding along the coast of Georgia. Take a look at just one of the estimated rainfall totals in Savannah. 16.5 inches for parts of Savannah, South Georgia, and South Carolina. That is those are rainfall totals that they haven't seen since Hurricane Matthew back in 2016, and those totals are higher higher, again, that could result in historic flooding. Not only that, but you add the higher wind gusts and the potential for some isolated severe weather, which we've already seen in central Florida this morning. The potential for some brief spin-up tornadoes also there. So their forecasts along the coast for your friends and family much different than here in North Georgia.